Good morning, Mrs. Smith. Why are you here today? What's wrong?
Well, actually, I haven't been feeling well these days, doctor. I feel sick.
I see. All right, then. You can tell me what's wrong.
Well, I don't know exactly what's wrong with me, but I've had fever for 5 days.
5 days of fever doesn't sound good. How did it start the first day?
I was working normally the last Monday and then I got a little dizzy while I was at the office.
It was on Monday. Okay. What did you do the day before Monday? On Sunday.
I was at home all day. Well, at night, I went to a party. It was my cousin's birthday.
And what did you eat during this party? Anything that could hurt you.
Well, they prepared a special food for that day. I think it was Thai food.
Have you had Thai food before or it was the first time you ate that?
I have eaten Thai food a lot of times before and nothing happened. I like it.
All right. Anyway, we need to check all the possible options here, you know.
Sure, doctor. But I don't think the food made me sick. I didn't feel bad.
We'll see. Did you have a stomachache that day or the next day?
That day at night, nothing happened. But the next day I woke up with a stomachache.
On a scale of 1 to 10, being 1 not any pain and 10 a lot of pain, how much did it hurt?
I suppose it was a 2 in the morning when I woke up, but it was 7 in the afternoon.
Okay. I also need to know. Did you drink any beer or any kind of alcohol at the party?
I don't drink alcohol, doctor. I haven't drunk it since I was diagnosed with fatty liver.
Oh, you have a fatty liver. When exactly were you diagnosed with that condition?
It was 2 years ago. I went to the hospital because of a pain on my stomach.
I get it. It's important to know that. Any other illness we need to know?
Well, last year I broke my leg while I was driving my car. I had an accident.
Wow. That's terrible, Mrs. Smith. I'm really sorry about that.
Thank you, doctor. But that's okay. It was not very serious. Happily.
I can see. That's why you're walking normally. I supposed it wasn't.
Yes. I had to use a cast on my leg, but just for 3 months. That was terrible.
I suppose so. Well, going back to last Sunday. Did anything else happen?
No, doctor. I think that's all. I arrived home late that day and fall asleep.
All right. What prescription and non-prescription medications do you take?
Well, I don't usually take any pills. Just some painkillers when I have any pain.
I need to know exactly what kind of painkillers do you take. It's important.
I don't remember the name of it very well, but I think it is no pain more pills.
Okay. What allergies do you have? Are you allergic to anything?
I don't think so. I have never had any problems with any food or drinks.
All right, but are you allergic to any medication? Any pills?
No, doctor. I'm not allergic to any pills or medication. I can take them all.
Great. Have you had any operation before for any reason?
No. I've never been operated for any reason. Happily. That must be horrible.
It can be, sometimes. What do you do for a living, Mrs. Smith?
I am a manager in the biggest restaurant of the city. Maybe you know that.
You mean the Tast restaurant that is in the center of the city? The Chinese one?
Yes. That one. I work there from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I see. And do you eat there or you take food from your home to work?
I usually cook at home and take it to my work, but sometimes I have to eat in the restaurant.
Have you eaten the food from the restaurant these days? Before you got sick?
No. The last time I ate there was 3 weeks ago and it was a salad. Nothing fatty.
I see. Do you smoke, Mrs. Smith? If so, how often do you do it?
I don't smoke very often. Probably once or twice a month and that's it.
Do you feel pain in your throat? I mean, do you have a sore throat?
Yes. I feel a little pain on my throat. But it always happens to me.
What do you mean it always happens to you? Do you usually feel pain on the throat?
Well, I've suffered from this since I was a child or since I can remember.
I see. I can see you're sneezing, Mrs. Smith. Why is that?
It usually happens when I feel pain on my throat. I sneeze and cough a little.
Since when are you sneezing and coughing? Did it start the same day?
Yeah. To be honest. I always sneeze and cough, but just a little. It's not a big deal.
I know it doesn't seem serious, but we need to check all the options, as I already told you.
Okay, doctor. But I thought it was normal since I've had this problem for years.
Well, we'll need to do some exams to see if that is the problem or there's something else.
Okay, doctor. But do you think it can be serious? I need to come back to work.
I don't recommend you to do that. You'd better go home and rest a little for today.
What? Wow. Is it that serious, then? I mean, I've been working like this.
Look, I'm not sure, but I'm afraid you could have pharyngitis. I suspect so.
Pharyngitis? What is that? I've never heard about that before.
It is inflammation of the pharynx, which is in the back of the throat. Do you understand?
Yeah, I can understand the problem of the throat, but what about the stomachache?
Well, sometimes it happens that an infection can affect other parts of the body.
Oh, God. I hope it isn't anything serious. I can't stop working.
In the worst case, we will need to operate, but it is not dangerous. Don't worry.
Okay, doctor. Then, what do I need to do now in order to get better soon?
I will give you an order to do this exam and then we'll see the results next week.
Thank you, doctor. I will wait then until the results are ready to know.
Yes. Go pass with my assistant, please. And that's it for today.
Welcome to Learn English for Life.
Good morning. How can I help you today?
Good morning, doctor. I have been having some stomach pain for the past few days, and I'm starting to get worried.
I'm sorry to hear that. Let's try to get to the bottom of it. Can you describe the pain for me? Is it sharp, dull, cramping, or burning?
It's mostly a dull pain, but sometimes it feels more like a cramp. It comes and goes throughout the day.
I see. Can you point to where exactly it hurts?
It's mostly around the middle of my abdomen, just above my belly button.
And how long have you been experiencing this pain?
It started about 3 days ago.
Have you noticed if anything specific triggers the pain, such as eating certain foods or doing certain activities?
It seems to get worse after I eat, especially if I eat a large meal.
Have you had any changes in your bowel movements, such as diarrhea or constipation?
Yes, I have been a bit constipated lately.
Any other symptoms? Nausea, vomiting, fever, or bloating?
I feel a bit nauseous sometimes, but no vomiting or fever. I do feel bloated quite often.
Have you been under any unusual stress recently or had any significant changes in your lifestyle?
Yes, work has been really stressful lately, and I have not been eating as well as I should. I have been eating a lot of fast food.
Stress and diet can definitely contribute to stomach pain. Do you have any known medical conditions like ulcers, GERD, or irritable bowel syndrome?
I was diagnosed with GERD a couple of years ago, but it has not bothered me much until now.
GERD can certainly cause the kind of pain you're describing. Have you been taking any medications for it?
I used to take omeprazole, but I stopped a few months ago.
Sometimes stopping medication can cause symptoms to flare up again. Have you been taking any over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or aspirin?
Yes, I have been taking ibuprofen for some headaches.
It would be a good idea to avoid it for now. I can prescribe you a different medication to manage your headaches that won't irritate your stomach. In the meantime, let's also get you back on a proton pump inhibitor like omeprazole to help with your GERD.
Oh, I did not know that. I should probably stop taking it then.
Definitely. Try to eat smaller, more frequent meals instead of large ones. Avoid spicy, fatty, and acidic foods, as well as caffeine and alcohol. Make sure you stay hydrated and get plenty of rest. Reducing stress through relaxation techniques or regular exercise can also help.
Okay, I can try that. How long do you think it will take before I start feeling better?
You should start to notice some improvement within a few days of making these changes and starting the medication. If the pain does not improve or gets worse, please come back to see me. We might need to do some tests, like blood work or an abdominal ultrasound, to rule out other causes.
I will do that. Thank you so much for your help, doctor.
You are welcome. Take care and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any concerns or if your symptoms persist.
Thanks, doctor. One more thing. If the medication does not work, what other tests might you recommend?
If the medication does not help, there are several other tests we can consider. We might start with a blood test to check for infections or inflammation. An abdominal ultrasound could help us see if there's anything unusual with your organs. If necessary, we might do an endoscopy to take a closer look at your stomach and esophagus.
An endoscopy sounds a bit scary. What's involved in that?
It can seem daunting, but it's generally a safe and straightforward procedure. You will be sedated, so you would not feel any pain. We use a thin, flexible tube with a camera to look inside your digestive tract. It helps us identify any issues like ulcers or inflammation.
That sounds more manageable. I will keep it in mind if it comes to that. Is there anything specific I should avoid doing in the meantime?
Yes, aside from avoiding ibuprofen and other NSAIDs, try to avoid lying down immediately after eating. Wait at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Elevate the head of your bed to reduce nighttime symptoms. Also, avoid smoking if you do, as it can worsen GERD symptoms.
Got it. I don't smoke, so at least I don't have to worry about that.
That's good to hear. Smoking can have many negative effects on your health. Are you managing to get enough sleep despite the stress from work?
Not really. I have been sleeping poorly, maybe around 5 or 6 hours a night.
Poor sleep can definitely contribute to stress and digestive issues. Try to establish a regular sleep routine and aim for 7 to 8 hours per night. Avoid screens before bed and consider relaxation techniques like reading or meditating.
I will give that a try. It's been hard to relax lately, but I know I need to make some changes.
It's understandable. Stress can be tough to manage, but small changes can make a big difference. Have you considered speaking to a counselor or therapist about your stress?
I have not, but maybe I should. It's been overwhelming, and I think talking to someone might help.
It could be very beneficial. A counselor can help you develop coping strategies for stress, which can improve both your mental and physical health.
I will look into that. Thanks for the suggestion.
You're welcome. Addressing your stress will be a key part of improving your overall health. In the meantime, keep an eye on your symptoms and follow the advice we have discussed. If anything changes or you have concerns, don't hesitate to reach out.
I will, Doctor. Thank you so much for your time and advice.
Anytime. Take care of yourself, and I hope you start feeling better soon.
Thanks again. Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye.